Welcome to the show, a Halloween story for creepy kids by Andrew Hawnt. The family didn't realize the tunnel had become the eager mouth of a demon until Dad had already driven the car into it. His jaws snapped shut and Dad screamed, slamming his foot on the brakes. The car skidded to a halt as it passed through the demon's throat and into a carnival. At its heart, an enormous circus tent beckoned. A skeletal ringmaster raised his top hat and swung his cane under his arm, beckoning the family closer as they emerged from their car, terrified. "Where are we?" Dad demanded. "What are we doing here?" Mum kept the kids behind her. "Don't get too close. Just tell us what you want and let us out." The ringmaster laughed, his jawbone clattering as he did. "Why, me dears, we're here to put on a show. Come, it's almost showtime." The family moved closer, eager not to get into more trouble than they already were. Bony fingers gestured for them to come closer still. "If we go into the show, will you let us go back to the tunnel?" Mum asked. The kids still clung on to her. Roll up, bellowed the ringmaster, as though he hadn't heard her at all. Dad looked to Mum. "Come on, let's take our seats and then we can get home." The family walked into utter darkness within the tent. It smelled of grease paint, dust, and distant candy floss. They clutched each other's hands in the dark, listening to teeth munching popcorn and drinks being slurped through straws. "Where are our seats?" Mum whispered to Dad. They screamed as massive spotlights suddenly burst into life. The family was stood in the middle of a sawdust ring. They blinked against the sudden light and gasped as the crowd roared around them. Demonic clowns laughed in the front rows. Closets behind them opened to reveal the things that had always hidden in there. To one side, dark forms emerged from under beds and out of old clocks. Tentacled, grinning monstrosities gibbered and laughed and howled. A giant plant shoveled popcorn into its quivering mouth. Dolls with cracked faces and writhing spider legs for eyes giggled and waved. All around the family, the carnival of monsters raised the first cheer of the night. The ringmaster span his cane in the air and caught it. "Guys and ghouls, let the show begin." The crowd of monsters burst forth from their seats. They hurled themselves at the family like dark waves crashing against feeble sand. Moments later, the mind-splitting horrors returned to their seats. Mum, Dad, and the kids were gone. The demon saw it was time for the next act and turned back to the darkness it had been hiding in. In the yellow car heading towards it, 6-year-old Ava pointed. Mummy, the tunnel's laughing." Her mummy sighed and drove on. "Shush, Ava. There's nothing to be afraid of in the dark."